Welcome to New Bedford Creative. On today's episode, we will be exploring the Sparrow's Eye Consulting WNB One Radio building located at 262 Union Street in New Bedford, where the crew is doing some amazing things within arts and culture. Thank you for joining us and enjoy. We are here at the Sparrow's Eye building where WNB One Radio is housed with the mighty crew of this building. We have Margarita Graham, Hayward Barnes, Xiomara Hernandez, and Jamie Lynn Soares. Thank you for having us here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For having us.
Tell me, how did this come about? Where are you now? And where are you guys going in the future?
You know, you asked the right question. There's a compounded one too. I mean, yes. I think most people know that I own a couple of other businesses within the city. But this particular endeavor was really a labor of love between my cousin Haywood and my sister Xiomara and myself. And we really wanted to continue legacy of family business and small business ownership. And so we came up with the idea of starting a business consulting company called Sparrow's Eye Business Consulting. And one of our goals, our initial goal, was to buy up real estate. Yeah. And we were planning on buying small plots and, you know what I mean? And just, you know, we're going to keep them. But this opportunity came up and we saw this building, and I had actually ran Deval Patrick's campaign out of this building years ago. And so the building popped up and we were like, okay, well, let's go check it out. We had seen a few, we knew we wanted downtown. So we came here and we saw it, we fell in love with it, and that was it. The rest was history. We decided to buy the building. At the time, Brian Magna and I were partners for WNB One, so it made sense. Move them in here. Our real estate agent, Brittany Ganetto, one of the best in the game, also owns Newbie Cleaning. Mm-hmm. So she needed a place. So she's in the building with us here. And we have a couple of other suites that are for rent, podcast spaces that are for rent and things like that. And that's the real and in short of, you know, how we got here. Yeah. Yeah.
Very concise. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the creative endeavors that are housed here in this building.
Let me tell you something. This has become a real creative hub. I think all of us individually are creatives. For I would say the brains of the creativity really comes from Jamie Lynn. Mm-hmm. At the end, Jamie Lynn is our community liaison, but also she is a consultant as well. And her ability to really connect people in the creative world, in the creative space, has really gotten us to where we're at. Really. So I don't know if she wants to speak a little bit on that.
No, first of all, thank you. Yeah. I didn't know that was coming so early. But yeah, I was not here for the inception of getting the building, but I was always aware of WNB One Radio and the things that they were doing. The radio station houses several other podcasts that you can watch. And so me and Margarita, I have been connected to this family for well over like 25 years. Mm-hmm. And so we've all been business owners in some sense, or been part of the workforce here in the city, part of the health system. I mean, we've kind of covered community at this table, but creatively, that's always been a thread amongst all of us. So as Margarita was building out the consultant company and then coming on as a partner to Brian, her and I started to have really engaging conversations about how do we tie creativity and community together. And a lot of that has to do with partnership, right? And giving people a place and a space to kind of manifest these ideas. So she brought me on probably several months back. More so for the radio station. But yes, I am also a consultant to work with the business side of the house as well. So I'm excited. We're still rolling out a lot of great ideas, but I'm fully committed and I'm here.
So this building seems to be an amalgamation of
good business and good creativity. Does that sound correct?
Yeah.
Yes. In all the podcasts and radio shows and just like Ace Meets World and B-Mags and J9 in the morning, those seem to be reflective of not just the intelligence that goes into the business side, but the reflection of people who realize that their community is based in creativity, correct?
Yes.
Would you like to elaborate on that a little further?
Wow. I mean, yeah, I'll jump in.
Yeah.
We're all creatives. Jamie was saying it. And I think this allows us an opportunity to just create. Each room is like a blank canvas. The girls are really creative. You know, they're like bold. Like they see something, they see a little something, and they just all kind of, and I'm just like, okay. All right. you know.
Just going with the flow.
But there's something, this is the early stages. And I know a few years from now, we'll probably come back and revisit, and this place will evolve. New Bedford has such a unique, creative sound and movement that it feels like New York. You know, it has that, and I'm from Jersey, so I know
you're qualified.
I can speak on it. But you know, it has that
grit.
Yeah, it has that grit. It has that, and I joke all the time, like New Bedford's not a city; it's so small, but it has that grit that New York has, because a lot of us are kind of quasi Jersey, New York natives, and there's a lot of New Bedford natives, and you merge that and all the culture and all the diversity, and we come together well. At the heart of what we do, we're creative, but we also give back.
Can I piggyback
Yeah.
on that thought too? And I know Brian will definitely speak more about the inception of the radio station. But what I do know is fact is he began it during COVID. I think COVID, as much as it was turmoil in a lot of senses, it really was a blessing in disguise for creatives. Because when you have to work the 9 to 5, you then have to find the space for creativity. What COVID did is put a pause to everything and force people to kind of reframe and rethink. How are you living? Where is your wellness at, right? And so a lot of what 9 to 5 appealed to 4, 5, 6 years ago, I think us creatives started to go, nah, I have to be creative to be surviving. And so it really started to shift conversation. It wasn't about how was your work day, it's how do we get this work. Creativity is deep. That's a gift that we've been given. So shame on us for not using it. But life also be lifing, and it's hard to find where it fits. And COVID really, I think, did a beautiful thing for creatives and teaching us where priority really can lie. But what I like about this dynamic is we're graceful. That everything doesn't have to be an urgent job. It can just be a creative process. And I think we're getting away from the idea of meet the finish line and more enjoy process. I'd be remiss to not mention like the level of intimacy and relationship that this ain't business for us. This is
right.
And fun. And fun.
So we have the podcast, we have the radio station, we have the record room upstairs. What is to come outside of those things?
Success. Income.
Understandably.
All right. No, but you asked about the record wall, correct?
Yes.
So with the record wall, local artists coming in, showcasing them, giving them space to be creative. And just inviting people into that space. So right now we just try to do the networking with that, let people know we're here. We're kind of quiet about it though, right? We don't really.
But I think the overall concept of, to Jamie eloquently put, I mean, this is about community, but it's. People don't like to talk about this because it's not, some people don't like to take it too well, but this is about us supporting our community. This is about Black and brown folks coming together. This is really about the unification of Blacks and Latinos coming together and building within a space that we feel the city lacked in at some degree. So we come in almost like a self-proclaimed powerhouse, I'll say that, but I'm living out my father's legacy. It was a big part of how he operated. So we would be doing him a huge disservice if we did not continue with that mission moving forward. And you'll hear from Brian talk a little bit more about that as well. But I think the record wall affords our artists here, local artists and artists outside, the ability to be on the big screen, you know, to be able to have that, you know, that front porch, that tiny desk type of situation. And it's super exciting. We're super excited for it. And I just think that more to come. There will be lots more to come. And we can't wait. We're elated.
Excellent. Thank you.
We are here continuing through this amazing, beautiful building in Ace's studio, right?
Yeah,
right. And we're here with the brother Ace, who runs production for The Record Wall and does Ace Meets World. Thank you for having us here in your space, my brother.
Right, thank you. As well as Luxury Tax, too.
There's Luxury Tax, which is another podcast that's held out of this very facility because they're so multifaceted.
Yeah.
So Ace, tell me, what was your introduction to the crew, to the building, to the space, and what do you do creatively, and where are you going to take that?
Okay, yeah. So my introductory to this space, you know, I connected with Margarita. We started to build a docuseries kind of around her family. And then once she started to understand who I was and what me and my team can do, it just made sense to collaborate and partner, right?
Yeah.
So we celebrate each other, we partner with each other, we help each other. And, you know, we had that shared vision. So these two entities came together, and now we represent WNB One Productions.
Beautiful. And what is your role inside of that production team?
As a creative director, it's my job to connect with the talent, understand our goals from a marketing, advertising perspective, and then now capture the content. But there's capturing it, and then there's capturing it right, right? So we want to
truth.
Right. We want to position ourselves to connect with partners and other entities and folks and companies around New Bedford and the general Boston area. So you got to look right, and me understanding that from marketing, PR, communications background, presentation is everything. So it's my job to make sure that, you know, our legs are moving, we look right, we look good, we feel good, and people feel good about us.
So that you're talking about looking good, feeling good, presenting right as an active artist. That's something I always preach to other artists. Give them that game. Tell them what that's like, because I don't think that that's spoken about enough. I think it's like, oh, aesthetic, it's vibe, but there's much more to that, isn't there?
Much, much more. You know, I was actually even having that conversation earlier this morning with a business partner of mine. It's you taking your head off and putting it on somebody else's. And it's not easy to do if that's not who you are as a person. People say, oh, I'm a people person. How much though, right? Because what you're talking about when we talk about marketability is now my focus is on what your audience might be thinking, right? So I'm here in the moment as the director, but I'm already that person on the couch looking on the phone. What would keep them going? What would stop them from scrolling? That's the energy and the lens that I bring to WNB One Radio to make sure that we're positioned correctly.
Excellent. And I think that's so vital. I don't think that that's pushed or spoken about enough unless you're in that role.
Yeah.
Right. But I think that everybody that's an artist should have at least a little bit of that in their movement. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you also do Ace Meets World, right?
Ace Meets World, yeah.
Tell me about that. What is that like? What have you done? What are you gonna do with that?
So Ace Meets World is kind of my creative expression, right? As I respect you as an artist, I'm a fan, right? That is my artistry as far as how I best show up in the world and connect with folks. And so Ace Meets World is the product of like me doing my self-therapy and really staying true to who I am and I'm only introducing that energy, right? If I can't vibe with you and have a real human experience and really show people that there's real love, there's real truth, you can, have certain conversations, and it doesn't have to be too heavy. The topic could be heavy, but humanity, this is who we are as people.
Absolutely.
So it's just my brand of humanity, and I'm funny, it's entertainment, it's informative, and I bring my personal and professional network to the table.
Beautiful. What is your message to the world about WNB One Radio, about the Sparrow's Eye building, about the team that's here? What would you like them to know and leave with when they do come here or when they see you out and about?
I'm big on energy, right? The energy you keep, the energy that comes from within. The energy in this building is electric. It's for creatives.
Agreed.
You're a kid in a candy store.
Yes.
Right?
Very
There's so many directions to pull inspiration from. And if you come here to create, if you come here to build, you're going to understand that the people are here that you want to be in the room with, and also the resources and the technology to get your message out. So everything you need is here in the Sparrow's Eye building and with WNB One Radio, from podcast to production to music to radio. Get your message out there, expand your visibility, and this is a great place to do that.
Ace, my brother, thank you for having us here in this beautiful space and spilling so much of that knowledge that is usually kept behind a closed door, right? Like it only goes to some people, but we thank you for having us.
We grow together. WNB One Radio for sure.
Thank you. Continuing through the building with Janine Hunt, aka J9, and Brian Magnet, aka B Mags. We are here in the radio station room, the music room, right? And this is where the WNB One Radio morning show happens, right? With B Mags and J9 in the morning. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for being here.
So tell me, like I've asked everybody else, what is your experience with WNB One Radio? Where did it start? Where are you now? Where is it going to go in the future? Janine, would you like to start, my darling?
Yes, I'll start. I'm going to be very brief. Brian will be able to better give you the history of the station, but I came on to WNB One Radio about 2 buildings ago, and I was a guest on the Wind Down podcast and ended up being a co-host. From there, moved forward, and I was honored. It's been 2 years now, Brian?
Yes.
2 years to be on the morning show with something that Brian started on his own, and as months went on, he decided to have a co-host, and I was honored to be that co-host. So along with that, I am involved with other shows in the station, but Brian can give you an in-depth breakdown of WNB One Radio and the start of it.
It actually started through 2 other members, and they were unable to see it through to its fullest. And I came in with them probably halfway in, and like I said, they had other obligations that they had to take care of. I said, hey, listen, I'm going to take it over, and I'm going to envision it the way I've always thought that a New Bedford radio station should be. So with all that happening, it was shortly before COVID hit. We were actually located in the Kilburn Mills. Then we relocated, instead of shutting everything down. I literally worked out of my basement. I said to myself, I can't do anything until all the restrictions are lifted, and then we can then go out and get advertisement, sponsors. But I didn't want to go out. What good is going to a restaurant when they're only at operating at 50% capacity and asking for advertisement? So I waited until everything was lifted. At first, it was strictly music. Then we ventured out into sports podcasts. And then, we stayed there for a while. And then that's when I came up with the idea, like, hey, why am I listening to other people's morning shows when I can have my own morning show.
Very good.
Hence the mags in the morning. I did it for a little while, and then I said, wait, it's kind of boring doing it by myself. I need a co-host.
Yes.
And I need somebody of the opposite sex that have a different perspective.
Yes.
So, Janine at that time was, she was on another podcast. I put, I threw some stuff out there to different people. But the thing was, a lot of people, they don't realize that, I'm looking for commitment, and to be here every day, or nearly every day.
It takes a lot.
Yes. And
it takes a lot.
To literally, be here in the morning, to be here sometimes in the afternoon, right into the afternoon. A lot of people, it didn't fit their schedule.
Yeah. It's tough to do that.
Yes. And unfortunately, for me, Janine, today I can do it. And here we are. We've been running Mags in the Morning now for 2 years. We just came up on our 2-year anniversary.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So 2 years. We in the 2 years we've interviewed a lot of people on our morning show in and throughout the community. We've had we've had celebrities, we've had singers, local activists, political people, entertainers, whatever will generate interest.
So thank you both very much for having us here. Janine and B-Mags in the morning. Check that out, everybody. How can people listen to the radio station? Very simply, download the WNB One Radio app on your phones. It should be available on Android and iPhone alike. You download that, and then you'll be able to tune into B-Mags and J9 in the morning without any issues. Do that.
Everything that you need, you already have. Everything that you have is all that you need. And all you gotta do is trust and believe in the...
And now, we are upstairs in the Sparrow's Eye Consulting building that houses WNB One Radio in the room that we like to call the record wall. We continue with the fabulous and lovely Janine Hunt, aka J9, and this room seems to be pretty much near perfect. Tell me what the purpose of this space is.
Okay, so the purpose of this space, as you see just sitting here, all the records on the wall, very inspirational for artists. And we tell them to hit the wall and create your moment, right? So bringing back the music videos, the tiny desk. We have top engineers, videographers in here that can actually create a whole production. So you'll see all the different spaces for the equipment to go. The whole point is for artists to be able to come in here similar to the tiny desk and really show what they have their performance. We put full bands in here. So we've had artists like Eric B., female artist Tolif, a gentleman, he's an amazing poet, Fifth Mania, are just 3 of the artists that have performed in here, and they each did 3 music videos in this space. Wow. Top of the line, and I will say that 2 of them that I've seen already, just since their videos here, have grown. Like, one is now performing at Foxwoods. They'll be at Martha's Vineyard this weekend. They did a festival that we went to 2 weeks ago in Boston. So the growth, Grace by Nia, has been amazing. Their response to us is just like, thank you. It was a wonderful experience, something that you just don't get. When you think of the Tiny Desk, it's Chance the Rapper. It's something online. It's not something downtown New Bedford, Massachusetts. Not even something in Boston, Massachusetts.
No, it doesn't feel like it is.
No. So being able to have them hit the wall and create their moment is the slogan here.
It's a beautiful way to explain it. What is the plan with this space going forward? How do you foresee it growing? How do you see the community coming in? How could people get in contact if they're interested in that? Give me that breakdown.
So we have therecordwall.com where you can go there and look to see what your fit for the record wall is. The whole point is this area is full of talented people. Do they have the right network? Do they have the right ways to promote themselves? We can do that. New Bedford, WNB One Radio is already connected. We are not only in New Bedford and want to help our community, but we are internet based. So the people that get to see and hear you is a very wide range of people, right? Of course,
yes.
So for me, I like my favorite part, honestly, I love the performance, but it's the beginning. They each get their own interview too, which we do it downstairs in the Mags in the Morning showroom.
Yes.
So we have an interview with them to find out not only what they're doing now, so we're promoting you as well, but to find out, like, how did you get here?
Yes.
Which is a vital
What is
part.
your story?
Yes.
Because that's going to inspire someone else.
Yep.
So this room for me is more about inspiration, promoting, getting people to another level.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we do here. Like, it's not a question. We've already seen it happen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So the community feels, I'm as an artist, as a participating artist, I've seen the footage, I've seen the reels. I know that having your personality put out there on top of the product or the vehicle that is the art is a vital thing.
Yeah.
And creating a space like this for the community to be able to access is fantastic. What does it look like going forward? After, let's say we get, what does it look like over the next year? What could it evolve into?
Oof. I mean, we've talked about many things. One is to make these artists grow so much that we actually have big community shows.
Okay.
Okay, we talk about the Zeiterion in different spaces that we have in the city that we can pull the community together in a bigger way and really promote these artists to another level. Can you imagine just going to an all-day show with poets and music artists and, you know, all of our people being able to express themselves and show their talent? There's no better space.
No.
There's no better space. So really the growth, to help people grow, and then to pull in other, we've worked with different youth in the area. Get them in here.
Yes.
Right?
Very
Let them
much.
see themselves. When you can work with people that have already done it and they can see that they did it, the youth will listen to them more,
I
right?
agree.
The great thing about working with the youth is to be able to give them something that maybe myself and others did not get. And it's to let them know that their vision is real.
Yes.
So we want to help them and pull that out and say, listen, someone may say, you need a real job. You need a real career.
Very
Being
true.
a musician, no, that's just on the side.
Yep.
Being a videographer, this is a real career.
Yes, it is.
So being here and being a base for, you know, the youth and the community and the students at UMass to come here and say, how can we help you live this? How can we help you with your passion? Because it is real.
Because it doesn't get said enough, and it wasn't something that I don't think either one of us heard growing up.
No, yes.
And you guys are doing beautiful work.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for having us here and showing us around, because this was an amazing experience.
Yes.
And I think that more people need to come here and experience the same. Check out the WNB One website, download that app, come check out the record wall. Check that out online. What's the website for that?
Yes, so we have therecordwall.com, and the Record Wall also has an Instagram page where we only really put teasers out there. It's not all the full videos, but you can go there and see some of the artists and then follow them too. We always promote everyone that comes here, even moving forward too.
Yes.
You know, we want to see success.
Excellent. Thank you, Janine.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Something about the way you make me trip when I'm focused on you. It's the pretty way you bite your lip when I'm staring at you. I wanna taste that cherry flavor, ooh, so delicious to me. Cause your body make me go so crazy. You got just what I need. And I can't even help what I've been thinking of.
We want to thank Margarita Graham and all of the amazing people over at the Sparrow's Eye Consulting WNB One Radio building here in New Bedford. Please download the WNB One Radio app onto your device to experience all of their amazing programming, and look out for future programming as well as their continued support of arts and culture here in New Bedford. For New Bedford Creative, I am your host, Hendrik Hernandez Resto. Until next time.